everybody out there in the YO universe. This is Survivor 2002 coming at you again from the secret lair in Virginia. It's week 2 for So You Think You Can Dance, and we are on yet another results night. You'll probably notice that there wasn't really a recap for the results night from week 1, and you're probably thinking, gee, did he forget to do that? No, I didn't. This was intentional. I figured since there's so much manufactured suspense and drama on that night as it is, and you'll probably remember Nigel taking that really fake pause at the end of the results night last week, I just decided, well, unless there's a really great performance or a really good guest appearance by a musical artist, we'll just sort of relegate the results to the same information that I put on the right-hand side of your screen. So right up there, you'll see exactly who got booted off last week. What I'll do here is really quickly go over what choreographers did what pieces and who performed them, and then I'll just offer a little comment on each one pretty much. So first of all was Randy and Evan, who did a LOUIS VAN AMSTEL Jive to Shake a Tail Feather by Ray Charles. People with really sharp ears are going to notice that this is the version that Ray did with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd on the Blues Brothers soundtrack. Next was Melissa and Ade, who did a jazz piece by Sonia to 24 Hours, the Ashton Shuffle A-Bomb remix by Terry Poison. Third was Caitlin and Jason doing a Shane Sparks hip-hop number to Missing You by Trey Songz. Fourth was JANETTE and Brandon doing a DORIANA Sanchez disco routine to Loving Is Really My Game by Brainstorm. Fifth was ASUKA and VITOLIO doing another LOUIS VAN AMSTEL piece, this time a waltz, to Dreams Are More Precious by Anya. Sixth was KAYLA and Max performing a Brian Friedman pop jazz number to Hot Like Wow by Nadia O. Seventh was KARLA and Jonathan doing a contemporary piece by STACEY TOOKEY to Falling Slowly by The Frames. Eighth was JANINE and Phillip doing a Tony Meredith tango to Violento the Up Mix by Violongo. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And last but not least was Ashley and Kupono doing yet another Shane Sparks hip-hop number to I'ma Be by the Black Eyed Peas. Okay, now very quickly going back over and just giving a little comment about each one. Evan is pretty much the quote-unquote golden-haired boy of the judges, and I couldn't disagree about that. Although he got taken to task for his footwork, and watching it back, in fact I watched this back a couple of times, I can sort of see what the judges are talking about. That's another good thing about this show. When you've been watching it for a while, you can start to pick out the little things that the judges are talking about. And when you've seen professional people really do this stuff after a while, it doesn't seem as nitpicky as it would in previous seasons when, you know, you didn't really understand that much about dance. But overall they did a great job, and I don't think they're in any danger at all. Melissa and Ade, that was another one of these unusual numbers, but not so unusual that we wouldn't expect it from Sonia. And I think they're pretty much not in danger either. Caitlin and Jason, for me, it was okay, but not super duper great though. Now JANETTE and Brandon, wow. That easily was the performance of the night. He won Little C over, and I'm glad he did because he definitely worked his ass off. He deserved that. This song, Lovin' Is Really My Game, I had forgotten about that from back in the day when disco was king or queen or however you want to put it. And it reminded all of us, I think, why so many people were doing so much coke back then, because you had to have the energy to keep up with stuff like this. This is one of those songs where I was standing on the side of the dance floor, shaking my booty with my drink in my hand going, I'll wait until there's something a little bit slower than this. That's crazy. But it was an outstanding number, performed very well. A lot of people commented on the way that JANETTE kind of slipped and almost fell at one point. I'm surprised she was able to keep on her feet at all as fast as they were going. But yeah, that was easily the best performance of the night. ASUKA and VITOLIO, that number was one of the more emotional pieces, and you'll probably see a few more of those, especially since Mia Michaels is definitely going to make her presence known this season, and she is doing the opening number tonight. How she fared with Brandon is anybody's guess. I will love to see what they came up with and how he survived it, or not. KAYLA and Max. Mary wasn't feeling his costume, but I kind of got it. It was that Freddie Mercury meets Douglas Fairbanks Jr. as the Sheik thing. You know, it was dandy by way of CBGBs. So I wasn't distracted by that at all. The dancing was pretty phenomenal. And one of the things you'll notice from last night's performances is that the guys were much weaker than the girls. The girls were doing amazingly well all the way through this. KARLA and Jonathan with Falling Slowly. STACEY TOOKEY came up with this. She was invited by Nigel from So You Think You Can Dance Canada to guest choreograph and come up with this piece. Wonderful way to get started. I mean, I hope she sticks around. Beautiful, beautifully done piece. JANINE and Phillip, I think they're going to be the second couple in danger, because this tango, although Tony Meredith is a tango specialist and comes up with some great ones, Phillip was definitely out of his element, and you could tell. I mean, the judges called him on it. There's no need to say a whole lot more about it, especially following the professional tango couple that they had on last week, which they were breathtaking. I would want to see more of whatever show that they were in, because they really showed people how it was done, which is why Phillip and JANINE didn't look anywhere near as good as they did. But unfortunately, I think because of their performance, they are in trouble. Last but not least, Ashley and Kupono. One thing I've noticed from last week, Tony and Paris did their number to a Black Eyed Peas song. Ashley and Kupono did their number to a Black Eyed Peas song. This not being their style at all, and obviously struggling and not being very comfortable with it. Something tells me that there's a connection between the Shane Sparks Black Eyed Peas thing, and they're definitely going to be the third couple as far as I'm concerned. Because that was, like Mary said, it wasn't outstandingly good and it wasn't horribly bad. It was just kind of there. Which, with the caliber of dancers we have this season, you can't get away with that. And I'm sure the judges won't let anybody get away with that now. So, yeah, I think they may have a problem. To sum it up, I think the couples in danger of having to dance for their lives tonight will be Caitlin and Jason, JANINE and Phillip, and Ashley and Kupono. I'm thinking Kupono will probably be the one more than likely to go home tonight. Out of the girls, as I said before, the girls were really, really outstanding last night. It's tough to make a call on who should go home out of this group, but I think that in the interest of keeping things kind of even Steven, since they got rid of Tony and Paris last week, I think Ashley will probably join Kupono tonight. But we'll see. As I said before, I probably won't be doing recaps a lot unless something extraordinary really happens. So if you want to know who went home, just look on the right side of your screen, upper right hand corner, where the information usually is posted, and I'll include who got booted last week on every recap I do. So let's see how things turn out. Y'all have a good weekend coming up, and I will talk to you next week when we are in week 3 of So You Think You Can Dance. So till then, take care.